Hey everyone! If you're new, welcome to the channel. If you're not new, hi, you already know the deal. My name is Sarah. I'm a first semester nursing student, and today I'm going to be talking about what nursing school is really like, because I was really curious, and I guess you won't really, if you're like a new, like a pre-nursing student or someone who's like newly admitted to a nursing program and you haven't started yet, like you're not really gonna know until you do it. And like, I wish someone told me that. It's like, I can prepare all I want. I'm not gonna be prepared. Um, and believe me, I tried to prepare, and like certain things I did, it did help, right? Like I taught myself dosage calculation, so that stress is out of the way. I taught myself ABGs. We haven't even done that yet, but like generally, like I know. What else did I teach myself? I taught myself the nursing process. I taught myself, can't think for the freaking life of me, but I also took a CNA course. So there I learned vital signs. I learned like patient positioning. You learn like very basic things in CNA, but honestly, all the things I learned like in CNA school kind of went out the window after like day 3 of nursing school, because we just went that fast. Like almost all of the skills that I learned in CNA school, we literally did like lab one. We just have to do our range of motion, but that's going to take like 5 seconds in lab because they just go so fast. So anyways, that was a little tangent. What nursing school is really like, things that I guess not I wish I knew before I went into school, but things that I probably would have liked to have known. So I'm going to tell you that. This way, like, you're not going to be as surprised as I was. So the first thing I think we should get out of the way is that the pace of nursing school is literally lightning speed. Like, I'm not kidding. At least my program, when I talk about nursing school, I'm talking about my ADN program, because my BSN program, it's kind of like all theory and it's online and it's much slower pace because it's theory and it's just more time to reflect and think and process and write papers and like that sort of thing. But like my ADN classes, I will give you a little sample schedule for just the pace that I'm talking about. So today is Saturday, September 16th. I'm gonna just bring up a little calendar. I have had 4 lectures. That's it. 4 lectures. I've had 1 clinical, and I've had 3 labs so far. Like 3 weeks up, because I lab once a week. I've clinical once a week, but we skipped because we had a college day, and then I have lecture twice a week, and we skipped a day because we had Labor Day. In that span of time, we have gone over asepsis and infection control, leading, managing, delegating, nursing theory. We're like the nursing theorists, like the people who kind of built the field of nursing. We have gone over the healthcare system, how insurance works. We've gone over, and this is just lecture I'm talking about because there's still clinical and lab. We have gone over vital signs. We have gone over patient safety. And then there's still, let me just open up my good notes, because I'm not kidding. Like it's so much information. We have gone over, what else? Oh, evidence-based practice and research, teaching and counseling, blended competencies, like hygiene. Oh, that was a big one. I can't believe I forgot that one. Hygiene. And then we still have 2 more lectures, and then our first exam. So like, that was lecture. Lab, we did, let's see, week 1, we did bed bath, making an occupied bed, and unoccupied bed, oral care, hair care, nail care, bedpan, urinal, and there's probably more I'm forgetting. And then that was just week 1. Week 1, and then you're done. Oh, and hand hygiene, obviously. And then you're done. You don't touch it again. Because week 2, we did vital signs, heart assessment. Week 3, we did continuing vital signs. We had an evaluation. We had like a skills check off, we had lung assessment, and it's just like, it goes so fast. And I wish someone prepared me for that. Like, I knew the workload was crazy, but in my brain I'm like, okay, I'll be able to kind of like understand things and kind of have time to process them. No. And I don't want to scare anyone. I don't want to scare anyone. My intention is not to scare you, but just to like let you know. And then another thing, this was the part, I don't think anyone has, I watch a lot of What I Wish I Knew Before Going to Nursing School videos. I wish someone told me they will throw everything at you at once. So what I mean by that is they will give us a scenario like, I don't even know if I can even explain it. Okay, so for example, we went through lung assessment, right? So that includes inspecting the area, like looking at it, see if like the skin looks okay. And then while the professor is talking about looking at the skin, she's like, what are you looking for? And this is week 3. So we're like, we're like, what? We didn't go over skin yet. Doesn't matter. She wants to know that you know what you're looking for. You know what I mean? Like, she's like, what do you, oh, we also did, peripheral vascular assessment. So she's like, for peripheral vascular assessment, like, what are you looking for on their hands? And we're just like, and the answer is clubbing, which is at the fingertips because of decreased circulation. And then as a result of, you know, also related to circulation, you're looking for cyanosis, you're looking for jaundice on the palms, like, you know what, like certain things you're like looking for, and you have to learn as you go. You can't be like, okay, well, this is peripheral vascular system day, so I'm not gonna pay attention to the things she says about skin. It's like, no, you got to pay attention to everything. So this is just the way my program's going. So I wasn't really prepared for that. And if we look at like a random lecture note day, let's see. So like what I mean. So let's see, we were doing safety and vital signs. So that was about like falls, like, you know, people like falling out of bed, orthostatic hypotension, like it was, and then we went into orthostatic, it was just, it's so much. So we were talking about that, and then somehow we got into causes of UTI, and we're like, okay, all right. So I wrote it down, causes of UTI: indwelling catheter, retention, incontinence, wiping from back to front related to mobility issues, not drinking enough because of a decreased sense of thirst. Because you need to know that. If it came out of her mouth, that is something you need to know. And that I wasn't prepared for. Oh, and then factors that contribute to falls, I wrote lower body weakness and then that's related to the inability to bear weight, poor vision, gait and balance issues, problems with feet or shoes, use of psychoactive medications, postural dizziness and orthostatic hypotension, hazards in the home like poor lighting, scatter rugs, sidewalks, and disrepair. That's not in the home, but it's in, you know. Identify real and potential unsafe environmental situations and implement safety measures in the environment. But I just wrote it down because they go so fast. Something else that I wasn't prepared for was like, at least in my program, we have to teach ourselves everything. The professors are kind of just there as like a guide to make sure you're on the right track, but you have to do the work yourself. Like, you have to do the teaching part, you know, like doing the readings and like actually understanding it, not just being like, okay, I'll skim over this because we're going to do this in class. No. Nope. And a good example of this, we were doing lung assessment in lab last week, and I was watching the videos of how to do the lung assessment because I'm like, okay, you know, whatever. It's not that many steps, but like it's enough where I'm like, okay, like I don't have to like absorb every little thing that they're doing. That was a mistake because she was just like, what are normal lung sounds that you'll hear? And my response was a blowing sound. She said, no. I'm like when you hear a normal lung sound in a stethoscope, it sounds like, that's the best way that I could describe it. She's like, no, what is the medical term? And I was like, oh. And like, I did remember, but like, some people in my class take a little while to catch on to like, we have to figure out what my lab professor is like actually asking. So I'll answer the question and it may be right, but it's like the wrong answer because it's not what she's looking for. She was looking for normal lung sounds will be vesicular in the lungs, bronchovesicular in like second intercostal area, and then bronchial near the trachea. Like that's what she was looking for. But if you were doing your readings the night before and you just skimmed over that part, she's gonna be like, you didn't study. It's like, oh, I didn't know I needed to study for a lab that wasn't getting graded. But not to give an attitude. You know what I mean? And she asked us about abnormal lung sounds, right? And we named the 3 big ones. We did bronchi, crackles, and wheezing. But what were the other 2? And what causes them? We're like, bro, you gotta slow down. Like, the pace of nursing school is so freaking fast. And I wish I was exaggerating. I kind of understand now the phrase, I'm in nursing school, because that was something I wish I mentally prepared myself for, is telling people no. I'm still having an issue with this because I just wish my family and friends would just get the message that I'm in nursing school now, and I wish that they would just stop inviting me to things, but they don't, because, you know, they're people and they want to include people in things. I just wish they would stop inviting me to things because like I feel a pressure to say yes. And because of the pace of nursing school, like I'm studying minimum 30 hours a week, often more, but minimum 30. And like, I physically don't have the time to like, you know, for example, my dad's family has a church and they want me to come tomorrow, but like, I got stuff to do. Like, and I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, maybe I can do XYZ in the car, but like, I can't. Like, I probably can't. And you're gonna need to say no. So practice telling your friends and family no before you go to nursing school. This way, when you're in nursing school, it won't feel so bad. Even things that you really want to do. And, you know, it's obviously important to have balance in your life and still make time for fun things. All I'm saying is that it's probably impractical to like go over to your best friend's house for like 8 hours twice a week. It's just not happening. You can see your best friend maybe for like 1 hour or 2 hours once a week for me, but like no more than that, because any more than that, I'm now stressing out because I'm behind on my schoolwork, and it's super important to not fall behind again because of the pace of nursing school. So getting off of the topic about how awful nursing school is, hopefully I'm not turning anyone off to the idea of it. I'm just telling you it's like a lot of freaking work and you need to prepare yourself for that, because I mean, it makes sense, right? Like obviously you're almost learning, like the way I'm explaining it, because people don't understand when I say nursing school. They're just like, oh, whatever. I just tell them, is this comparison completely accurate? No, but like it's the best thing that I can get people to understand. Like I'm so serious, I cannot. It's like medical school as an undergrad. And I know the med students are gonna be like, no, it's not. And I know it's not. I know it's not. Like, hear me out. Hear me out. This is the best way I can get people to like understand like the gravity of like what I'm studying. Like I'm going to school to like help people stay alive. I need to learn about a lot of things in a very short amount of time. Med students get like 4 years, which is like amazing for them. I get 2. And obviously everything's a lot less in depth. We follow different models with our practice. So you can do medical versus nursing. Like they're just 2 totally different things. Content is similar, but that's the best way I can describe it. Like I'm in med school as an undergrad. So then maybe they understand a little bit like, oh, it's like that. Like, yeah, it's like that. But anyways, I still find if you liked anatomy and physiology, you will probably not mind studying. Like I really don't. The actual content is not the issue. And I'm not saying it's necessarily an issue. it just has the potential to be stressful if you don't give yourself enough time to study, because you're gonna sit down and you're just gonna be like totally overwhelmed. But you just gotta do it in little chunks, just little chunks every day. When I say little chunks, I mean like 3 hours, but like you don't want to like wait until the weekend and study for like 12 hours. That's rough, even though that's still what I'm doing, but it's okay. So something that I think I knew going into nursing school was that my experience would not be the same as everyone else's. I was warned that students in nursing school are catty and competitive, and there's like that mean girl to nurse pipeline that you gotta like watch out for. That is not my experience at all. Everyone, I'm not kidding when I say everyone that I've come into contact so far has been so friendly and helpful and supportive, and we're all like in this together. We're all struggling together, and especially my clinical group, because those are the people that I know the most, that I get like the most time with. But even people like not in my clinical group that I'm just randomly like, oh hey, because I'm acquaintances, I guess, friends with a girl in another clinical group, and so I'm sometimes practicing with them, and they don't know me from a freaking hole in the wall, and they're like, you know, just like sharing tips and whatever. Like we have people who have been medical assistants and CNAs and EMTs, and they're just like sharing their knowledge with us. Like they're not competitive at all, and like we all as a group shared, I don't want to say this, we shared like leaked textbooks and nursing related content that is, you normally have to pay for. We like shared it with each other because it's on like a PDF, and it's just like, oh hey, I'm gonna save you like $200 for this thing, just here you go. You know, like I wish I knew that my experience wouldn't be exactly cookie cutter like other people's. So you got to keep that in mind too. Like I could be talking about my experience, but it could be totally different from yours, which is part of the reason why you're not going to know what nursing school is like until you go. And then something else that I guess I constantly have to remind myself is that nursing school is not impossible. Yes, it's hard in the sense that it's a lot of work, and emotionally it can be a lot, because, you know, example, I had a panic attack at school last week, and that was really tough for me, having it in front of my classmates. I'm like, oh my gosh, they're gonna think I'm weird now, and like, you know, the TA probably thinks I'm like weird and incompetent because I failed at like a very simple task. Like I couldn't do it, and like, you know what I mean? But like my classmates have been so supportive, like, no, you're not weird, we're all stressed out, like I get it, like I had a panic attack yesterday too, and like da 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 da. And it's just, I don't know, I forgot my train of thought, but it is a stressful experience. It is hard, but it's not impossible, because I remind myself, if nursing school was truly impossible, there would not be any nurses. There would not be people every year graduating from nursing school. Like it just wouldn't happen. It wouldn't happen. So if you know, you are kind of struggling with the idea of like, can I really do this? Is nursing school really for me? That's obviously something that only you can answer for yourself, but I will tell you that it's not impossible. It might feel impossible. It might at times, but it's not. And I just wanted to say that because I was so scared. You guys know I made a video about it, like how scared I was to start nursing school. And I saw someone on Instagram this morning, and he said something to the effect of, all successful people all successful people fail more things than their critics even try. Like, you gotta try, you know, and if you fail once, it's okay. You know, I see so many people here on YouTube who fail nursing school and then they go again. Like, just because you fail doesn't mean it's over, you know? So you gotta remember that too. Like, obviously no one wants to fail, right? No one wants to have to repeat this process over again, but like, what's meant to be will be. So that's what I have to tell myself too. Like, you kind of have to like be your own cheerleader, and you know, especially if you have like a very limited support system. Like, I have a great support system, like my best friend, my boyfriend, my parents, but you got to do it for you too. And so part of that is like motivating yourself, like, okay, I am capable of doing this. I am capable of not procrastinating and actually like doing the work I'm supposed to, because I haven't procrastinated so far. I haven't done it. And you guys know I have a really bad problem with procrastinating. And like I do kind of, but like it's not in a destructive way. It's not like waiting until the last, it's not like waiting until the night before, the morning of, and like doing all the work in one go. Like no, like I really am doing everything like before I'm supposed to. And my classmates even notice. They're like, oh, you got it together. And I'm like, thank you for seeing me. I feel seen. So yeah, like it's really, at least this is just what nursing school is like for me in the first, I started nursing school 2 weeks ago, basically. In the first 2 weeks, we're kind of getting into a little groove. It's a little awkward because my professor knows me by name and there's like 60 of us and she only knows like 4 people by name and I'm one of them because I like raise my hand a lot in class and I feel really weird about that. I probably shouldn't have done that so early in the semester. But like I can't help myself. She's like, one of the questions was like, oh, why can't we just like wear gloves willy-nilly whenever we feel like it? Like, why can't we wear gloves anytime we're going to touch a patient? And like, no one knew. And I like raised my hand and like, it's a dignity issue. And she was like, yes. And like certain things like that, I just can't help myself. I just have to answer the question. But like, anyways, I'm getting on a tangent. So those are some things I wish I knew before nursing school and kind of what nursing school has been like for me. So far, it's been definitely a challenge, but it's been really eye-opening about how wonderful people are, like how so many people want to help other people, you know, like so many people are like just like me and you, and like are going into a field from a place of wanting to make an impact on people. Like just the sheer amount of nursing students alone is just like, it just blows my mind that people like want to do this. And then on top of that, it's really heartwarming to see the people in my cohort, like the people like, you know, in my class, just help each other and like not be catty and not be, I mean, it might be a little too soon to say that because we haven't gotten our first exam yet. Because I feel like, I feel like once people score, how people score in exams might shift the dynamic a little bit, but hopefully not. Because right now we're doing really great and we're all really like helping each other and whatnot. But it's been really eye-opening for sure. And they're like, this is the easy semester, just wait until you do med-surg 1 and 2. And we're like, oh, please don't tell us that. Please don't tell us that. But yeah, so I wanted to make this quick little video. I tried to vlog. It's just so much editing and I just don't have time for it right now. So I'm so sorry. You're gonna have to deal with like videos like these where I kind of just sit down and I just like talk for now. I definitely do have vlogs filmed. I just need to edit them. So once I get to kind of a point where I'm not drowning in schoolwork, I will post them. So please just bear with me. But yeah, so that's kind of like where I'm at right now with nursing school. And I mean, in summary, it's a lot of work. People are great. It can be emotionally taxing at times, but it's not impossible. That's basically what I meant to say. I just took 24 minutes to say it. So yeah, if you want to see my face again, consider subscribing. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next video. See you next time. Bye.